What's up, poker players? Hope you guys are killing it out on the tables. As you can see, this is when poker gets fun, when you've got two pocket kings and an ace king going on. Love when this happens. But what if I told you I lost all of these hands? Yep, That's poker, and that's what we're talking about. Let's get into it. First hand we're looking at is ace-king suited from the button. The cutoff makes a 3x raise from Mr. Yosh, who is a regular. We've got 2.6 thousand hands on this player. Pretty heavy stealer at 36%. Make it $5 on the button. A little bit bigger than 3 times his raise. The small blind folds. Trade deuce is just sat down. This is his first hand. We don't have stats on this player yet. He also folds. Back to Mr. Yosh, who makes a call. We wind up flopping top pair, top kicker. He's got a 62% fold to flop, so I just check back. Pretty aggressive player, and I'm kind of hoping that he would have just bet into me right there, but now there's a lot of draws out there. I'm going to make any draw pay. Maybe I can get a queen or a 10 to call at this point. Make it an affordable bet at $6, and Mr. Yosh makes a fold. Pick up a good pot to start out the session. Next hand we're looking at is pocket queens in a tournament. We have a limp from under the gun and under the gun plus 1 folds around to us. We're not going to make this cheap for anyone, especially when we see a 61% VPIP out of tough guys there and under the gun plus 1. We know he's probably going to be playing pretty much any hand. So we put a extra $1,000 on it, extra 1,000 chips, not $1,000, I wish. Extra 1,000 chips on it. Folds around the tough guys, who does not make a fold, just as I predicted. Wind up flopping our boat. Perfect flop. Check into him, see if we can't get a bet out of him. He, however, checks back. Now I'm going to bet small. There's really no card that can hurt us here, and I want to make him stick around with pretty much any hand that he has. Maybe he'll call with just 2 high cards if I can make it cheap enough for him to get in. He's thinking about it, and he makes a call. River's an 8. The flush draw didn't get there. I'm going all in. Hopefully I can get any pair to call at this point. It's tough to fold when you've become that committed to a pot, and he does, however, make a fold, but we pick up a large pot. Next hand we're looking at is ace-queen offsuit from the small blind. Blinds and antes are at 1,000 chips. Means we have about 5.5 rotations around the table with our current stack. We get a jam from the cutoff in demos. There is 3,300 chips in the pot. It's 21 for us to call. We're getting great odds on this, and a lot of times a player is just going to be stealing when he's getting low on chips like that. It worked out perfect. We've got him out kicked with the queen, and we win a pot and knock a player out of the tournament. Next hand we're looking at is ace-king, same tournament. This time we're in the cutoff, make it 900 to go. We don't have a ton of hands and stats on these players. Nut Punch makes a call from the big blind. We check out his stack real quick. He's got 3,200 chips, and it's a very low board. I think our ace-king is probably good here, but I just check it back, not knowing exactly how this player plays, and with the low board, we're not going to get rid of many hands. So the ace-king at this point probably just has showdown value until you hit that ace on the river. That feels good. He comes out and half pots the river. I just make a min raise. I could have put the extra, 800 chips in there and he probably would have called. That was probably a mistake, but I think at this point I was 22 tabling and wasn't really thinking about it and missed out on an extra 800 chips, but we're building a stack in that tournament. Next hand we're looking at is pocket 7s from the button. We have under the gun plus 2, who made a 3x raise in Furious. Don't really have a ton of hands on this player. Looks like he's been playing pretty good numbers. I wind up just making a call, and the flop is pretty wet there. A lot of draws out there. Furious checks, we check back. Got a little bit of showdown value with the 7s. The turn is a deuce. Didn't help any of the draws. I think if he had one of the draws, he probably would have bet it by now. I thought about betting, but I think the 7s probably just has showdown value. And we wind up rivering our third 7. Now I know we're good. I'm going to make it 250 to go. Hopefully we can get a call from any pair on the board there. And he does make a call. We don't know what he had. Next hand we're looking at is Jack 5 diamonds from the big blind. Folds around to the button. We've got a very, very aggressive player on the button. He, however, folds. Useless information. We've got a small stack to our right. I thought about jamming it. Did didn't. Now I do. We've got the flush draw. I think any 5 will win it, any jack will win it, and obviously any diamond's going to win it for us. So I just jam it in. Hopefully we can either pick the pot up right here, or he calls and we have a ton of outs. He makes a fold and we pick up a pot. That's what we got to do, just keep putting pressure on players late in the tournament and win as many pots as possible, whether that's betting people out of hands or showing down well. Any way you can win a pot. Next time we're looking at is pocket queens from the cutoff. Folds to us, make it 3x to go. Stano 99 folds in the small blind, and we have a very regular player in Parker who 3-bets us from the big blind. From those numbers, I can tell that he's a pretty polarized player, 3-betting 50% of the time with premium hands, and he comes out and quickly fires $3 into a almost $9 pot on the flop. We've got 2 aces on the flop, and I just want to make a call here with the queens. Try to get the showdown. I think I have showdown value here. He, however, checks the turn back. This time, I bet a third of the pot, seeing that there's a ton of draws out there, straight and flush draws. The heart draw got there. He checks the river, and I wind up just checking back and getting the showdown cheap. And he shows 3 of a kind aces. I think we made that one a cheap of a loss as possible. I probably would have called most of his river bets. I might have called a lot of his return bets. So I think we lost a minimal amount on that one. And losing as small as possible is just as good as winning a big pot in my mind. That's winning the min-max game, as they say. Minimize losses, maximize wins. Now we're looking at ace-king offsuits from middle position. Folds us, we make it 3x. We get called by the player to our left up in the air. We also get called by the button, who is a short stack, non-regular player. Don't have much info on him. The small blind also calls. Got a big pot building. And we wind up flopping a Broadway straight. And the small blind jams into us. 3 times the pot. Love when that happens. Easy call. Let's see if we can't get anyone else in. Nope. He shows king queen, and we wind up taking down a big pot. That just makes poker easy. You don't even have to think about that one. Now we're looking at ace 4 offsuits from the button. We are at a 5-handed table. Folds to us. We've got Mr. Bad Beats to our left, who is not that great of a player. He's calling a ton of hands. Flop a jack high board, rainbow. Easy continuation bet. Hopefully we can just pick it up right here. He's got a 78 fold to continuation bet. That's an easy play. Pick up a pot right there. Now we're looking at pocket aces, middle position. We have under the gun +1 raise and a call to his left. I'm going to make it 4 times the original raise. We're at a 1 cent, 2 cent table. These tables are pretty unpredictable. You don't know what a lot of these players are thinking. I can already tell that Cold Nuts is probably going to make the call with the high VPIP. We also might get a call from the player to his left who actually goes all in, and we're just going to call here. Don't want to jam all in and get Cold Nuts out of a hand that he could possibly get in as well, where he's way behind. So I just make a call. He folds, and we wind up getting aces in against king queen offsuit. He has the flush draw on the turn. He misses, however, and we pick up a good sized pot right there with aces. That's another easy poker hand. Hardly had to think about that one either. Head down to the video description, you guys. Tons of great poker products down there. Hook up with me on social media through the links down in the video description. Hit that subscribe button. My goal is to have all of you guys who subscribe be able to make $100,000 in a year as well. Hopefully we can all do it together and share on this experience. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Until next time, you guys, I'll see you out on the virtual felt.